average proposals, particularly in an institutional level, cost about $50,000.
In today's episode, we break down why proposals fail and cost money.
The structure of their proposals is stopping their buyers from buying. Out of those 5, not one of those proposals actually had clearly articulated problem statement. They didn't actually have a reason for the proposal being submitted in the first place.
This episode breaks down what a winning proposal actually needs to do from the buyer's point of view.
Visualize the CEO sitting down with a cup of coffee, putting it in front of them and turning the page, and every page that they turn, thinking, why would I ever leave?
If you want to win more proposals in 2026, this is the system most teams are missing. Welcome to the Revenue Leaders Podcast.
I have currently 100% win rate.
What, for in your career? Like, break this down for me. Is it this year?
This financial year,
How many one?
proposals? Nah. Like 5 to 10, but I don't pitch that much as a head of. Like I'm more like roll up your sleeves, help the team, but 100% win rate so far in proposals.
So the proposals that you're submitting, 100% are accepting.
Correct.
Okay. Walk me through. Why is this happening? Well, what are you doing actually to get that win rate?
Oh, fortunately, I'm picking the ones that
You're saying, team, give me the ones that are ready
give me
to
the
sign.
ones that we're almost there. You work on the hard stuff.
Yeah. And we need to set this up, right? Because when you get to a point of proposal, it costs you as the individual, as a seller, it doesn't matter what industry you're working in, you've put a lot of work in to get that opportunity to a point of sending some form of proposal. So it's actually now costing you money. It's different to if you're cold calling someone, they hang up. Sure, you might have spent a few minutes, 5, 10, 20 researching. But at the point of proposal, you've had multiple meetings, you shared some notes, internally had some conversations, and then you're spending time. So now it's actually costing you money, right?
100%. So just on that, when I was in banking, Big Four bank, we actually calculated that it would cost us at a minimum to respond to a proposal about $50,000 worth of internal time.
Yeah, and you know what? I can see that because if I look at the stuff that we do, or the deals that I've worked on, is I probably see there's a fair chunk of time that will go into the audit component, the scope to actually get us to a point of submitting a proposal. Now, absolutely want to tackle how you're winning so much, but I want to flip this now because you're in a role where people are proposing to you. They want you to buy from them. And you're buying from LinkedIn, you're buying from some pretty big organizations, right? Walk me through what you often see when it comes to proposals that are coming into your desk.
Yeah, so I'll just get off my high horse for a second and say,
we're going to put aside this. Regan's, she's the Harvey Specter, the female Harvey Specter.
I'm just as stylish, eh? I would say that if I pitched more, that would come down. It's like there's a lot of that's just good timing, good opportunities.
So we'll talk about what your good proposals look like in a moment. But when the ones that are coming across your desk.
So what I'm seeing at the moment is a mixed bag, right? Sometimes either they're proposing too early. So to your point around, an audit scope, like understanding the problem statement, that's missing. It's we've had a conversation. I'm gonna pitch to you. Another one is what I call the pitch slap. So it's like connected on LinkedIn, and then straight away they're like pitching to me. What I'm finding is that there is in the good bucket, it is those that have taken the time to understand my problem. Yeah, and then the ones that are bad talk so much about them. Now, a shout out to a colleague of mine that does it, says it really well, Mary Flanagan. She's like, are you weeing all over the client? So if you look
I've never heard that one. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Like you will remember that, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
So if you do a search and just search the word we, and if there is from like the vendor, just we do this, we do that, we do that. Like I don't want to work with them because all it is then it's cookie cutter. It's sending things out. It's a churn. There's no opportunity to actually understand my business.
So just want to confirm, so a lot of the proposals that are coming across your desk are very much focused on the person selling their product or service to you. And I do want to talk about the structure of what a winning proposal needs to look like. Because I've also seen, I evaluated 5 proposals before Christmas for a client, And what blew my mind, out of those 5, not one of the executive summary, not one of those proposals actually had clearly articulated problem statement. They didn't actually have a reason for the proposal being submitted in the first place.
Instead, they talk about the we, right?
It
This is
started
what I
off
do.
about us.
Yeah.
It was the very first page. There was no mention of the challenges that they're trying to overcome, and there was no mention of what they wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And then there was no commercial area for any commercial benefit to the business. Then it had the cost and the pricing component, right? So out of the proposals that have come across your desk, how many of them mirror that?
To be honest, I don't. This is really sad, actually, upon reflection. The last time I saw one of those proposals was probably yours when you came to start working.
Need the bell. Ding, ding.
When you started coming to work with us, what's that, like 5 or 6 years ago? Yeah. It's been a very long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I think to that is that, I generally go out and source as well. And I do my DD. But I would say even to the stuff that I see that goes out, whether it's in my organisation or other organisations that I coach, people fall into the habit of talking about that because they're comfortable.
Yeah. But what I want to unpack this, right? Because if you think about it, the proposal, a lot of the time, the proposal that we're submitting or that's being submitted to the champion is often shared within the organisation. Like we said, we're fortunate, we use some digital-based proposals with deal rooms and then other proposal tools. And we see it. We see the analytics. Like it's getting shared across multiple people, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. Yet the proposal that's being submitted is so focused on the person selling the product. Let me ask you, what's stopping people actually taking the time to build out a proposal that's more centered on the buyer, not the seller? Like you've seen it. What stopped partners in your organisation?
I'd actually say they do a
great job.
They
right?
do a spectacular job at that.
Yep.
At that place now. The proposals team, in GT, are the most exceptional group I've ever seen.
Yep.
Our win rate is outstanding, even for external researchers. It's shown that we're top. So well done to them. And that carriage, because of our values being, customer as like a priority, that's kind of put there. What I would say to that is that, if you're seeing it as a task that you need to get through rather than something where you have the opportunity to win, like you said, there's an investment there.
Yeah.
If you don't see it that way, then you're going to put yourself in a higher likelihood of losing.
Okay.
The best way, if you're a visual person, this is how I would put it.
Pardon the interruption. I'm Luigi, one of the co-hosts here at Revenue Leaders. You'll notice we don't run sponsors or ads on Revenue Leaders.
This show is free. Our goal is to help you grow revenue and build your sales system that you can rely on. We do have a favour to ask though.
If this episode gives you one clear idea that you can use, do these 2 things. First, share it with one person, a founder, a revenue leader, or a rep who wants to grow their business. Just one. That's how the show grows.
Second, grab free access to our vault over at coachpilot.com/vault. Inside, you'll get the frameworks, templates, and short courses we use with clients to help them scale pipeline and increase win rates.
So the deal is simple. If you get value, share the episode with one person and go to coachpilot.com/vault to get the tools to put this into action. All right, let's get back to it. I want you to think about it. So I did this in banking. We had this really big opportunity. We're just potentially going to lose this client. I was talking to one of the BDs and they're like, Riggs, this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to be able to essentially visualize the CEO sitting down with a cup of coffee, putting it in front of them and turning the page, and every page that they turn thinking, why would I ever leave?
Yeah.
Now, if you
That's
have
pretty
that
good.
in
I like
mind,
that.
so
Yeah.
if you look at your first sentence and being like, thank you very much for letting us submit. No, it's like,
Yeah.
I want you to know I've thought about you every step of the way on every page within this proposal. It is personalized. It is exactly to your problem statement. And really to be like, oh yeah, why would I leave? Or, why wouldn't I choose them?
But it's really interesting, right? Because if you talk about problem statement and we think about, and again, I've had the opportunity to review so many companies' proposals, it's one that's missing. Often there's no problem statement, current state or future state. It just goes straight into, hey, this is what we're proposing. And, for me, I find that sometimes that information is missing because the discovery process, there's been a lack of. They haven't gone deep enough and they haven't validated, they haven't asked questions
They've rushed it.
Correct. They've tried to skip that stage and move straight to proposal, right? And then deals get stalled because the buyer and the committee, they're evaluating and they just can't justify the investment or the price that one's proposing because they're saying we can't determine what's going to be the payoff for us.
Yeah, what's the value in this?
And the seller or the selling organization is using hope as a strategy. They're hoping the business can justify and come up with an internal business case to say yes, right? So can you just walk me through you've got 100% win rate at the moment, folks. Very, very Harvey Specter.
It won't last. You know what? I hope it doesn't because it means I get to work on more deals.
No, but walk us through. So you've spent a lot of time. You've said you've got a world-class winning proposal team.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this thinking, holy crap, my proposals look like the first one. Not enough depth, no problem statement, no current state.
Too many we's.
Great. Too many we's. They're weeing on everyone. What should a great winning proposal look like from your perspective?
Well, the first piece would be, do I understand the problem statement and can I write it clearly?
Okay.
Because if you can write that clearly, then you can write the proposal.
Yep.
If you can't write that, go back a step.
Okay.
Then, like you said, current state, like this is what we've heard. This is your current position. Future state, this is where you want to be.
Yeah.
And then this is how we help get you there.
Perfect. So it's a bit of a journey, right?
Bit of a journey. And then the other piece to this is you're not writing to one person, you're writing to a buying party. So, in different organizations, your buying party is going to be different. Like SaaS, you're going to be thinking about who's actually going to use the software, your CTO, your risk team, that sort of thing. So really understand that there will be parts of your proposal that are going to be relevant to different people at different times. And then the other piece of that would be, we've seen this in deal rooms and I've seen it across multiple organizations is that where people spend time.
Yeah. That's been a big aha for me as well, right?
All right, to you, where do they spend most of their time?
It's the first page in the line. It's the first page investment.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
like, honestly, and this is where we had that very robust conversation during a session at GT where I accidentally insulted one of your team members to say, I'm sorry, but they don't read everything. There's only a key sections that they'll go to first. But then they go back. It's been really interesting as well.
To evaluate, yeah.
They go back and have a look at some other stuff. But they really are seeking understanding of like, why are we here as an organization? What is the compelling reason for us to take time as a business? Because it's a project. Most of these initiatives need a project around them, right? So it's a business 100%. Not just investing money, but they're investing people's time to execute on what's in that proposal.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that like when you're talking about it, so your exec sum, current state, future state, and then investment being, the pricing or term sheet, like whatever you want to call it. Those two are the main things, right?
Yeah. And how important are action plans? In your opinion?
Well, I mean, for professional services, they're key, right? Because, if it's an audit, it's a transaction.
So they've got to have an action plan.
Prioritize that. Absolutely. Yeah. You want to know, and you talk about this quite often, is that you have to guide your buyers through the buying process. Yeah. But then they also need to know what's next. Like they need to know, okay, after we get over this hump of like potentially agreeing to work with you and then signing a contract, what's next? Mm-hmm. Because internally they're going to have to be like, I need resources on X. I need to be able to provide this time. They'll need to work with our technology team, whatever it might be. Give them a roadmap of not just the buying process, but then what does the rest actually look like?
Yeah. So essentially buyer enablement is helping your buyers move through the process seamlessly and removing all the friction and making it easy for them to buy.